Dr.Hc Fulbright, Columbia University, Adolf Benza, Bologna University, Fulbright, Dr.Hc Mult, emerit painter of modern time. Karol Getzi and Abelovsky are cooperative with Miro Smolak by the very nature that they fabricated artificial contract to me 14 times and claim to have it be still working. In other words, they have created an economic minimum which never takes place. The transformation is, of course, my work. The 200,000 paintings, 250,000 paintings that I did in approximately 20 years, 18 to 20 years. Gulag, Bratislava, Plavebná služba. The transformation of this work in the galleries Murano, Tabor and Propeller as galleries going into Brussels Symposium, the Parliament, and traveling to Serbia, Bosnia, Srebrenica, Zagreb, as exhibitions. Documentary of the wars, not only Cold Wars but American wars, Madame Albright, and transformation of the transformation of a parallelist multi-tactics bilaterality of Vladimir Putin, Berlusconi, and of course American ambassadoria presidency, CIA and KVD. This transformation, Adolf Benza documented the objectification of optological universum as status quo universum from optological concilium, professional autodidact category. The fraudulent contract is participation with dualism. Then, in other words, I was still attacked 6,000 times by a squadron between 9 and 25 black hooded fascists and put into carpets and all made quadriplegic, regularly both arms and both legs out of joints, broken ribs, skull, even a tremendous fracture on the skull, on the back of the skull, with a baseball bat and an axe. Wounds such as these repeatedly I was informed and watched as I moved around premises by the transformation of the Ukrainian, Albanian, Russian mafia. I was documenting from Afghanistan drug cartel, body cartel, and arms cartel, Peshawar to Vienna. The transformation through Rome and through the cultural centers was the universal transformation of exhibitions, presidential palace in Kazakhstan, Kurdistan, Afghanistan, then into Batria and modern Ariman territory of Terre Verde, clay, transformation of modern creation as the Apelles Alexander armies of modern painter, modern time. The fact that they promised this, these contracts, 14 contracts with Czernogórsky, and he was in jail for 10 years, so was Getzi, 10 years, is that the fraudulency wants to keep the contract open so that it keeps the open the nemesis category, extortion and kleptomania. It took everything from me, even my life, my wife, and my. I'm contained to a series of boxes, debts, and courts. A trial for a review of time. They still claim that I'm being paid when I'm not being paid for 18 years. They're still being paid that I was in a wheelchair and traumatized. And they say I wasn't. But they're quadrilateral. This releases a duality that they don't want to stop the contract for life. Now what that means is obviously death to me. But extortion, kleptomaniac, and death through me in a modern enlightened world, it becomes unrealistic. So I attained this modern existential collateral cerebellum to go beyond it. The question is, why the cooperations, the banks, the system, ambassadorial councils, Slovak, Czech, American, international, cooperative, but yet they still see the ambiguity with my address and my telephone number is completely listed. In other words, I'm constantly being framed by being framed, but I'm the one who's framing objectively. So I'm recording it into a modern universal rotundus galleria, but I'm not being painted. I'm not being pro bono publicum supported by any means. It's a inertia of intrinsic value, Fulbrightum, and the experience and exponential empiricism is abominable in reality. But reality is the triturbinum Mazda circa of a universal cultural revolution. I, as a modern man, see the Tesla and BENCA connected in the good nature of ethical quorum civitas, civilization, civitas Dei. And I see Deus Alexander as an example of modern world. I cannot understand how dialectical and empty phrases are used in such a brutal quadrilaterality and barbarism at the point where it just become a privatized capitalism of Vladimir Putin and de facto regime creating still scrimmaging to the West, more dangerous continuum through the camera obscura of modern quantum control, quantum quality. Adolf Benz sees Anthropis of modern world as a new Nobel Prize and sees the Rotundus Universal as coming to forum the palladium of modern optological terra verde world, reality, conventionality, as modern contemporanea universal status quo at the doorsteps of modern creatio ad imago, the transformation of modern reality in a four-dimensional space and creation through creative, imaginative, not like Giordano Bruno where the 1,000 planets spun out to the denial of God, a double contradiction, or Isaac Newton in autodidact stupefaction action of local causality physics, fascist ravaging Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The transformation of modern man is in Theos Adolfo and Classica as a cultural young pandemonium, panetium, benza.